Now it's time for us to show you how to do double HP Moabs with no monkey knowledge over here on Scrapyard. So we're going to head there with Quincy. And the first thing we're going to do is place Quincy just to the right of this rock, right here. Want him to be aligned with that, and then we can begin. And Quincy's going to do a pretty okay job for us here to start off. We're going to be saving up 300 so we can get a tack shooter. And then we're going to place that tack shooter in an interesting spot. But it is going to be a little slow here as Quincy can't quite deal with every single balloon we're going to see.
Wake up.
And that's fine. Quincy's doing a pretty good job. We're going to go all the way up here to the top, like so. Place that tack shooter down. We're going to upgrade it to 101. We have to wait for just one red balloon there. And then we're going to upgrade it to 102 and then eventually 202. The secondary 2 here is taking just a little extra time. Sometimes I forget how slow the money is early game. And we're saving up just a little extra money now for the tack sprayer. Once we hit 45, we're going to immediately use that money. And we have one sneaky little green balloon getting past us, but it's not getting past us a second time.
More.
And here's where we need to save up our money for a heli pilot. The heli pilot isn't the most cost-effective tower, as you know, but because this track is really long and gets a ton of value for non-stationary towers, we're going to use that to deal with anything that starts to trickle through. As it is a little bit inevitable sometimes to have stuff get past you, especially when you're doing these alternate difficulty modes, you're going to have to adapt to what the track gives you. And this track doesn't give us a ton of options for other towers to get multiple looks or get good quality looks. So we're going to get the heli pilot in this situation. But as soon as we can, we're going to drop that down just below that little green thing there. And then all the way to the left. Right there. And if you're faster, you won't have to move it down there, but we're going to do that just to save a bit of time here. And we're going to park this over here. No micro needed. Save it up till you get to around 1300 and then you can moss over back to the heli pilot pad and get the quad darts upgrade as well as the pursuit upgrade, which will make this tower much more valuable for us. Quad darts, pursuit, and now look at it do the work we wanted it to. Very nice, right? We do need the ability to pop leads, and the best way to do that is to add a Alchemist over here. We're going to place it right between Quincy and everybody. This is a really nice spot because it also gives the Alchemist the ability to throw onto everything as it comes in. So we're going to set that to strong, get the acidic mixture dip, and now we can proceed with getting our monkey village up and running. The monkey village is important because we need to place all of our towers around where we end up placing the monkey village. And what I found is if you see this little rock over here, you place the monkey village just to the left of that and then go straight up. So again, rock, straight up. That's a pretty good placement because we're going to be getting the bigger radius as well.
Tasty.
Now we can see bigger radius, everything's going to be within range there. And we can start building our primary towers that we're going to be leveraging as well. So we can see here, if we place down, for instance, our Boomerang monkey over here, We want to get good placement on that as well. So it should just be right between the track and the monkey village. Like so. We're going to upgrade that to faster rings and then long range and red hot rings. And we're getting the Heli Boomerang and the Moab press. Once we get the Moab press, we can set this to strong so that we can ensure that we're throwing at the Moab all the time. And there's our final camo round that we have to deal with without the radar scanner. Quincy's going to handle that for us as well. And we're going to divert our money into the radar scanner now. This is going to save us a ton of time. There we go. We're going to get the stronger acid and save up for the perishing potions too. A little extra oomph to our round 40 there. We can see with our placement, the Boomerang Monkey does get a little bit of throwing action as it comes around here. And it's going to get even more action once we upgrade the top path of this monkey village, which we're going to start working on now. As we already have 2 primary towers that are benefiting from it, right here and right here. We're also going to grab the primary mentoring. This is good to get now because we're also going to be getting another bomb shooter right over here. We want to make sure that's within range of the monkey village. And we're going to upgrade that to a Moab Mauler and setting that to strong. And because we're only going to round 80, we're going the top path here. Grabbing that heavy bombs as well. And we're done with this for now. We're going to set our sights over here to getting the Heli pilot further upgrade. As we can see, it's not contributing a whole lot for us right now. And that's because it doesn't have the upgrades it needs to help us. So we're upgrading that. It should be 302 at this point. And then we're also going to give it an Alchemist. We can put the Alchemist right over here. We want it to get the jungle drums so it can buff things faster. We definitely don't want it to be in this area because we're going to try to squeeze in another primary monkey right down here. We're also going to set that to strong, even though it's not going to have any major impact to our build. It's still best practice to have Alchemist targeting those. Once this is 4-2, we're done with that for now. And we can set our sights on getting more bomb shooters. So we're going to place our bomb shooter over here. It should go right beneath that monkey village if you had good placement up at the top. Right there is good. We're going to upgrade it to recursive cluster with the top path as the cross path. This is going to do a ton of work for us. We now need to upgrade this further so that we can do better buffing of these towers. And we're going to upgrade this before we upgrade the Tack shooter because the Tack shooter is lower priority, but it's definitely something that we can get value from later. We just need the stronger stimulant here first. Now this is upgraded, we can get the Tack shooter upgraded, which we see here. It has really good range. Look how far out that goes when it's shooting its tacks, all the way over to here. And it's popped 8,000, so if we compare that to some of the other things, it's pretty good popping. Definitely more popping than most things. Even though we didn't invest that much money into it either. And from here we just need to spend our money. There's a couple different things we can prioritize. We don't have the best AoE for stacked ceramics yet, which we can address with a recursive cluster. And we also need more damage from MOABs. Because this is double HP MOABs, we see our first BFB there. Stuff did trickle in, right? I'm going to address that with Moab maulers up here first. And you can do that just to the right of this fence here. It may not look like it can fit, but they definitely can fit. And we're going to do that with the top cross path on strong. Placement is a little precise, as we saw there. Wasn't the easiest thing in the world. And then we're going to get one recursive cluster over here as well. With the top path, cross path there. And we want to get an Alchemist or two over here as well. The Alchemist, it doesn't matter too much, just make sure you have a good spot for it. I like to go just right below this. Get those buffs going. And once you get the 4-2 done with this, you're done with this area for now. And you need to prioritize stuff that can contribute up here if you want to go fast. And my favorite tower to do that with is the Monkey Ace, which we can start investing in once we get the stronger stimulant. It's taking quite a bit to get to 3,200 here. But there it is. Nice and upgraded. We can get the Monkey Ace. You could also get a mortar tower. It wouldn't be bad to have a mortar tower just shelling the top area here. But I think it's easier to set up the Monkey Ace. So we're going to do that first. It doesn't matter where we put this Monkey Ace, as it can do damage and do whatever we want it to from wherever we place it on the map. So we get that fighter plane. We also get the exploding pineapple and spy plane. Now we're saving up for the dart storm. Mainly to get that shooting twice as fast. That's really helpful here. We see that the Sky Shredder is 43,000, and we get a little bit sad and go over here to get our mortar tower, which can contribute no matter what's going on up here. We just set the target up towards the top area. And we get the bigger blast and the balloon buster first, and then we get the rapid reload. I think this is the best cross path if you're going the top path here. We're going to grab Shell Shock and save up for the big one. This is a pretty good indicator of how strong our build is, because this isn't getting the most pops in the world. And if anything was up here, it'd be hitting it, right? So we have a pretty solid build here. Most things aren't going to make it past the 2 recursive clusters and multiple Moab maulers we have over here. And if they want to, they're also going to have to take damage from the big one, which is going to do 7 layers of damage each time. So if you stack that to, say, 50 stacked ceramics, you can get a lot of damage really quickly. As we saw there, we got a pretty good spike in the amount of pops. Let's see if we can get another stack of balloons to see how much damage we can really do here. Pretty decent there, another 200. And now we're almost on round 80. We don't have too much else to do. We can throw down another Monkey Ace with Fighter Pilot and get Operation Dartstorm, upgrade the middle path there. It looks like we have just enough money to squeeze out one more as well if we wanted to. We didn't have quite enough money to get one last one, but we can throw down one to kind of further demonstrate the idea here.
More.
And there it is. Double HP Moabs Scrapyard with no monkey knowledge.